All right, welcome back. We have a fun lecture today. We're going to deep dive into fixed price versus cost plus. Lecture on risk, responsibility, and how construction projects are actually controlled. If you want to know the behind the scenes activity that's going on between different business models, stay put, tune in, grab yourself a drink. This is the lecture to pay attention to. This lecture is not about which pricing model is cheaper, by the way. It is about who carries risk, who makes the decisions, and how outcomes are controlled in residential construction. Most homeowners are introduced to pricing models too late in the process, often after design decisions have already been made. As a result, they evaluate fixed price and cost plus based on assumptions rather than understanding. This lecture exists to correct that. So in this lecture, a very brief overview, we will examine what fixed price and cost plus contracts actually are, how risk is allocated under each model, how behavior changes depending on pricing structure, why budgeting feels different under each approach, how planning quality impacts outcomes, why cost overruns happen, and when they are predictable, and which model offers more control for homeowners, and why modern clients increasingly prefer fixed price. This lecture is not designed to promote a model. It is designed to explain the consequences of each. So what cost plus actually is? Cost plus construction means the client pays, 1, the actual costs of labor, materials, trades, and permits. 2, plus an agreed upon builder fee or percentage. There is no guaranteed final price. The total project cost is determined as the project unfolds. Cost plus is often described as transparent because invoices and receipts are shared with the client. What is less often discussed is that cost plus shifts financial risk almost entirely to the homeowner. What fixed price actually is. A fixed price contract means the builder commits to delivering a defined scope of work for a single agreed upon price. The price is established before construction begins, based on final drawings, detailed scope definitions, confirmed selections, planned sequencing. If costs increase due to estimating error, coordination failure, or inefficiency, the builder absorbs that risk, not the client. Changes initiated by the client are handled separately through formal change orders. So the core difference, let's talk about the risk allocation. The most important difference between fixed price and cost plus is risk allocation. What does that mean? Under cost plus, the client carries cost risk. The builder carries minimal financial risk. Budget certainty does not exist. Incentive to control costs is indirect. Under fixed price, the builder carries cost risk. The client receives budget certainty. Incentive to plan thoroughly is high. Mistakes are absorbed by the builder. Neither model is inherently ethical or unethical. They simply distribute responsibility differently. So how each model shapes builder behavior. Pricing models influence behavior. In cost plus projects, decisions are often deferred. Details are resolved on site. Problems are solved reactively. Delays and inefficiencies are billed as they occur. Because the builder is compensated regardless of outcome, there is less structural pressure to eliminate uncertainty early. This does not imply bad intent. It simply reflects incentives. In fixed price projects, decisions must be made early, scope must be clearly defined, coordination must be precise, errors reduce builder margin. The builder is financially motivated to plan thoroughly and prevent problems rather than fix them later. So why cost plus feels comfortable at the start? Cost plus often feels appealing early in a project because initial estimates appear lower. Flexibility is emphasized. Fewer decisions are required up front. This comfort is deceptive. Deferred decisions do not disappear. They reappear They reappear later as cost increases. Cost plus feels easy early and stressful late. So why fixed price feels heavier earlier? Fixed price requires more effort up front, requires detailed planning, finalized selections, early coordination, time investment before construction. This can feel restrictive. However, that effort purchases certainty. Fixed price feels heavier early and calmer later. So the role of planning. Planning quality determines whether either model succeeds. Poor planning with cost plus, budget drift, ongoing change, emotional decision making. Poor planning, fixed price. Pricing risk increases for the builder. Builder may decline the project. Strong planning with cost plus, still no guaranteed budget, fewer surprises but not eliminated. Strong planning with fixed price, predictable outcomes, controlled schedule, clear accountability. Fixed price demands planning, cost plus tolerates its absence. Now, transparency versus predictability. Cost plus is often marketed as transparent. Transparency means you can see invoices. It does not mean costs are controlled. It does not mean budgets are protected. It does not mean outcomes are predictable. Fixed price prioritizes predictability over visibility. Most homeowners value certainty more than line by line billing. Let's talk about change orders. This has the most attention, I would say, under a magnifying glass. Change orders under each model. Change is inevitable in construction. The difference lies in how change is managed. Cost plus. Changes blend into ongoing billing. Harder to identify true impact. Final cost remains fluid. Fixed price. Changes are isolated. Pricing is defined before approval. Client retains control over decisions. Fixed price makes the cost of change explicit, which improves decision quality. Why budget overruns feel personal in cost plus. This is a very emotional business model, in my opinion. When budgets increase under cost plus, clients often feel misled, even if the billing is accurate. This happens because expectations were never fixed. Estimates felt like commitments. Responsibility was unclear. Cost plus projects rarely fail legally. They often fail emotionally. Why fixed price creates clear accountability. In fixed price projects, the builder owns estimating accuracy, the client owns scope changes, responsibility is defined. When accountability is clear, conflict decreases, clarity reduces emotional tension. So why modern clients are shifting towards fixed price? We're seeing that more and more common nowadays. In recent years, clients increasingly prefer fixed price contracts because they want budget certainty, predictable timelines, fewer billing conversations, less emotional stress. Modern clients value control and clarity, not ongoing financial management. Fixed price aligns with this preference. When cost plus may still be appropriate, I have to be fair here, right? Cost plus can make sense when scope is genuinely undefined, design is evolving during construction, the client is experienced and engaged daily, budget flexibility is intentional, cost plus requires an active owner, not a passive one. When fixed price is a better choice, fixed price is generally better when scope can be defined in advance, budget certainty matters, the client prefers predictability, planning time is respected, fixed price is a commitment to discipline. And a final lecture review, we have established that fixed price and cost plus allocate risk differently. Cost plus prioritizes flexibility and transparency. Fixed price prioritizes planning and predictability. Incentives shape behavior. Planning quality determines outcomes. There we go. Planning quality determines outcomes. Budget overruns are often structural, not accidental. The question is not which model is better. The question is which responsibility you are prepared to carry. So in closing, construction is not just about building. It is about decision making under uncertainty. Fixed price and cost plus are not pricing strategies. They're management philosophies. One tolerates uncertainty as it appears. The other works to eliminate it before it begins. Understanding this difference is the first step to choosing the right model for your project.